Southwest TV News is pleased to partner with the Swift Current Salvation Army, PharmaSave, and JD AgTech in our ongoing series called Give for Good. In today's episode, we focus on one man's joy in giving back to the community.
I really do hope that as people are watching this video series and hearing other people's stories, they really will observe what's going on in their own lives, see how they are giving for good, look for further opportunities to give for good, and that they will experience all the joys that come from that.
I think that sometimes we get too settled in our own space, and if we're doing well in life, financially or whatever, we get very settled in that. So I think it's nice to be able to go out there and put yourself out there and help others.
When you get someone who real feels emotional over you doing your kindness or doing your act, it really feels good.
Meet Ron Giesbrecht, a longtime resident of Swift Current who over the years has been an active volunteer with the Salvation Army. Not someone who seeks out the limelight, Ron prefers being in the background, helping people where he can. For him, it's the little things that can make the most impact.
Well, I'll tell you, it can go from a very, very assertive smile and good to see you, John. Hope you're having a good day, and you keep moving along. Takes 10 seconds. That might make a difference to that fella, and you might see somebody that needs a whole lot more time than that to make a difference. And I think you have to sense the need. If you sense a deep need to make yourself available, you will have time.
Now retired, Ron enjoyed his years in business here in Swift Current. First as the owner of a Western shop, then later the owner of the Fast Gas service station. It was his time at Fast Gas where he found the most satisfaction in helping those in need. Ron recalls the story of a homeless man named Guy who showed up at his shop one day.
And Guy came by my place in the dead of winter, probably maybe in about 2007, 2008. And he was just another one of the fellows that would come through, and he was from nowhere and really going nowhere, but he camped along the highway by the creek. He wouldn't tell me where. And so he would come by every few days or sometimes every day, and I would bring him in the garage and give him coffee and give him something to eat. And I kind of got to know Guy a little, and we built a little relationship and became friends in a way, I guess you could say. Yeah, and just as maybe within a week he disappeared, and that's how those fellows are. They come and they go, and there's really no rhyme or reason for it. And here, I believe it was last summer, Guy lands up coming into the Salvation Army where I spend a fair amount of time. And he walks into the coffee room, and it took me a minute or two to figure out who he was. And finally, I said, Guy, is that you? And he said, yeah, Ron, that's me. So we had a real good little reunion there, him and I, after maybe not seeing each other for, maybe 5 years or so. And so it was pretty rewarding to be able to give him a little hand again and put him on his way. And he was pretty encouraged. And so that was just one little story that came into my life that really sort of made an impression on me, that people can disappear and all of a sudden they can be right there again, eh? But I sense a deeper purpose in helping folks who, are finding life a tough journey and maybe not a lot of attention given to them, and many times live a rough and tumble, tough life.
Ron says stopping the need to judge others and accepting them for who they are is perhaps the single biggest act of giving a person can do.
The whole aspect of judging others when you see them doing foolish things that are going to hurt themselves, maybe hurt others, you have to set that aside if you're going to help them. Because if you're going to judge them and then try to help them, you likely won't help them, because then you tend to criticize their problem. If you want to help somebody, you have to accept them just the way they are. Because if you do that, they will open up to you. At least there's an opportunity they will open to you. If you show any sense of judgment towards people that you know have made some foolish choices, if you show judgment, your opportunity to have positive input becomes very close to zero. And just look to what you can do to take the pressure off of them that it's going to be okay. Hope is sort of the bottom line to a lot of stuff. With hope, you keep moving ahead. No matter how slowly, you will still move ahead with hope. But without hope, it's very difficult to move ahead, and it doesn't take much to knock you down. So I think building hope in other people's lives is very, very, very critical. If you just leave someone hanging in a very discouraged state and you don't plant some type of seed that creates hope, you've really missed the mark, I think.
Through his motivation and discipline, Ron shows us that when we live in the present moment, the world becomes more vibrant and clear, full of possibilities and making a difference by giving for good.